The first thing to mention is I was going to mention the people who are organising this, but actually the first thing to mention, I think, is the subject of what we're here to talk about and to learn about, which is the fens and the Ouse Washes in particular, but they are just a part of the fens. Because I think we do have a slight image problem in the country at large. If you say you come from the fens, you might as well say you come from Surbiton. People are equally bored. But there is a huge difference between the two. I mean, property isn't as expensive up here, but this is the area that has got more history and archaeology in it than anywhere else in Britain. I say that, I mean, if we'd said that 20 years ago, people might have just have believed us, but now there can be no doubt about it. And the reason for this is rising water levels burying the past in a way that simply hasn't happened anywhere else in the country. And not only have the water levels buried the past, they have preserved it in a unique way through waterlogging. So the excavations currently taking place at Must Farm, just outside Peterborough, are discovering extraordinary things, fabrics. I mean, archaeological remains that you wouldn't have believed existed in Britain, say about the time of the war. It really is an extraordinary area, and we should be proud of it. And so when people say to me, oh, the fens are flat and boring, I say, no, they're not. And that's what this conference is about. The fens are not flat and boring. Now, we're going to cover a series of topics. We're going to start off with a sort of geological background. Then we're going to do the archaeology. These are all pictures painted with a fairly broad brush. History, drainage, and drainage engineering, which is such a fascinating topic. I mean, I'm a prehistorian, but if I actually counted up the hours I spend reading, I should think I spend a good half my time reading about fen drainage. I mean, it's addictive, absolutely addictive. And then we're going to complete our day with some tales from the fens. So, if you like, the very recent past, myth and folk memory, which again is very, very important. Now, the people who have organised this conference are the Ouse Washes Partnership, Landscape Partnership, and I think that the landscape word is very important, because archaeology and history in this area has to be joined up. It's not like history in the national curriculum, which is a disgrace, a series of episodes which aren't joined together, so no wonder kids have got no sense of history. And no wonder politicians have got no sense of history either. But we won't get on to that. Landscape is the key word. It's what unifies our studies and gives them validity and gives them relevance. And this conference is organised by the Ouse Washes Landscape Partnership. It's not one of the modern words I'm particularly fond of, but anyway. Ouse Washes Landscape Partnership, who are very generously funded by the Heritage Lottery Fund. And that is so important. Money is actually going to a really useful cause, because if we don't understand about our past, then I personally think we haven't got a future. Now, I've got some slightly tedious things to do with health and safety. As everyone knows who's ever worked for me on any of my excavations, I take health and safety very seriously indeed. I did have a hard hat, I really did. Now, first of all, if this place catches fire, don't panic. Go for the fire exits. There are a couple of them there, and then you'll find yourself out in the car park, and then on the far side of the car park, over by Barclays Bank, is where you congregate. You can, I'll probably get on the pub, but anyway. And then there's another fire exit out in the main hall there. Toilets. location thereof. If you're caught short, through those doors at the end, and it's directly opposite you at the other side of the hall, ladies and gents, can I urge you, because we got quite generous tea breaks, to visit the exhibition. It's upstairs. You can see it at the far end of the hall. You go up the stairs, where they've got no less than 20 different exhibitors showing the breadth of people involved in the Landscape Partnership. And you know, it really would be worth spending an hour or two up there. And now, evaluation stickers. Amy at the back, she's standing to the left of the door into the hall, and she's got a sort of darts board by her, right? Please don't throw darts at it, it won't go. But this is a way of graphically showing your ignorance at the beginning of the day, right? So you know absolutely nothing, so put your sticker well to the outside of the darts board to show your dreadful ignorance. And then at the end of the day, you come back and you put a sticker much closer to the bullseye. And that shows how much you've learned, okay? So I'm not trying to bias this in any way, shape or form. But that's what you've got to do. And speak to Amy if you don't understand it. Oh yes, I've got to mention that the whole event is going to be recorded and filmed. So I mean, there are cameras pointing at me now. It feels a bit like being back on a time team, actually. And if you don't want to be filmed, I don't know, dark glasses, I would suggest. Yes, another thing, for those of you who, like me, are into Twitter, I rather like Twitter, actually. It was, you know, you can say lots of inconsequential things and people laugh. We have a hashtag for this. Now, if you don't know what a hashtag is, I don't know what to suggest, but it's nothing to do with hashish, I can tell you that. A hashtag is a subject on Twitter, and it has that funny crisscross thing, looks like noughts and crosses. Anyway, it's hashtag OWLP Conference 2015, and if you tweet on that, you put that at the end of your tweet, then you can say, gosh, this is the finest conference I've ever been to in my life, and it's getting even better, or something like that. Yeah, I'm not trying to put words into your mouths, but wild enthusiasm would go down very well on that hashtag, and we'll be doing everyone a big favor if we do that. Now, I keep looking at the clock up there, and I've now realized it's 20 minutes slow, so we do actually have we are running a little behind schedule. The first talk is by Kasia Gdaniak, who I have known for 30 odd years. And Kasia's going to talk about the archaeology of the area before the marsh, before the fen started to form. Okay, Kasia, over to you.